everybody. I'm Max.
I'm Ron.
And this is Hijack Sunday Funday number
3. Or other languages out there.
Right. Right.
There we go.
German.
I feel bad after doing that.
Thank you guys so much for coming back and watching these videos. If you do like these, please like each video and subscribe to the channel. As we said in the last video, we are trying to get up to at least 100 subscribers to start so we can get the custom URL, which will make things so much easier for all of our social media links. So please show us your support. Also, for every one of these, please leave comments down below because we do need your questions to keep this little segment going. We plan on doing one of these every single week. Do not worry, we are working on other content so that we can keep you guys interested throughout the week. Okay, now
this is why he's a vocalist.
Get to the question.
The answer to that one is, of course. In fact, we've done so a lot of times throughout the history of us being a band.
Well, that's true, actually.
The first one that comes to my mind is playing with Gash back at, Power Plant.
Frank's
Power Plant way back in the day.
Whatever happened with Frank's? It kind of just like, because I know, like, I heard they changed owners, but now it's like I don't hear about them anymore.
I don't know, especially among our COVID thing too. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't even think about it.
I really don't know. Yeah, we lost a lot of venues.
That's true. Yeah, but what he said, you know, we've done plenty of collaborations. We did collaborations with a band called Gash from Pennsylvania. We've had guest musicians like our, I should say, friend Jordan, who we affectionately call Tree because he's so fucking tall.
Oh, Carl from Beaker.
Oh,
because he's also a bass for us too.
And that's what Tree did. So, yeah, and both of them are in bands. So Carl from Beaker, and then Jordan is in a band. Let me see what it's called. 1 second, please. Well, like Ron said, we have our friend Carl from Beaker. We also have our friend Jordan, which is he is in a band now called End for What. So check them out on Facebook. Both of them, Beaker and End for What. Two kind of different bands. Beaker is very punk rock, and End for What is more like a kind of surfer rock thing. But nonetheless, they came and they worked with us, and that was great. And then for the new record, we actually have one of my favorite collaborations, which is with the up-and-coming, semi-famous, shall we say.
I'm just going to call it famous.
Female Milwaukee rapper, Shlee Berry. She's got some stuff on our upcoming record. She did some background vocals for a song, and then she actually wrote a whole verse for another song, which we won't reveal yet what that is because it's still being worked on. But for anybody that is wondering, we will tell you that an album title has officially been decided upon. And that album title is called Everything You Know Is Yesterday. Look this up, okay? It's impossible to find all the answers. I don't know why the hell you thought this was worth asking. 24 miles an hour for a European swallow. Couldn't find anything on the African swallow, so...
And you know what? Shout out to those Monty Python fans out there, because I myself am a Monty Python fan, as well as also a Fawlty Towers fan, too. Hooray for John Cleese all the way around.
Good point.
Indeed.
Go banging your coconuts, weirdos.
Personally, I want to say yes. It's really just the spirit, the drive, the originality that really defines like the punk scene, in my opinion, or even punk bands, if you will. And the punk genre has been just changing, like always, ever since ever since Bad Brains all the way until current. So I mean, like your post-punk, your pop punks, the hardcore scenes, your classic punks, everything else like that. So
crust punk, gutter punk.
Yeah. There's so many subgenres out there. There's probably a punkcore out there. I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, I don't know what they call that. For me,
punkcore.
Punkcore, maybe.
Like parkour, but punkcore.
Core. What I can say for that is that I do agree with Ron that, you know, the punk scene is a very DIY scene. However, I will say that I don't necessarily want to throw ourselves in the punk genre just because I think that in doing so, people automatically get a sound in their head, and I don't want any confusion when it comes to seeing a hijack show, because if you come to a show and you're like, oh, these guys are gonna be like Green Day, it's gonna be great. Well, some of our songs kind of sound like that, but then other songs sound like ZZ Top or Led Zeppelin or Black Sabbath, and it's just
Or Dead Kennedys.
right. But the point is that not all of it is super punk rock, so then you might leave disappointed, and we don't want that. So really, what I like to say simply when people ask is, we are a rock band. And then you make up your mind what we sound like. We've heard anything from punk rock to hard rock to classic rock.
I think we even been called thrash at one time.
I don't know about that. You might be right.
Early days.
Oh,
early days.
But the point is that, you know, I like to say rock band leaves the field wide open for you to make up your own mind. But at least you know we're a rock band, and you're not coming in thinking you're here a jazz band, because you're not.
I like jazz drumming.
All right, and our next question is...
He has played a lot of guitars.
I
and
have
been through a lot in the career of this band.
It's true. Well, with this band in particular, because I had the ability to do so, and I had the ability to experiment and find what really worked. But he's right. I've used Gibson, Fender, Gretsch, Reverend guitars. I've used LTD and ESP guitars. I've used
Epiphone.
Well, Epiphone and Gibson. You're right. No, yep. But
there is a distinction. He taught me this.
There is. I mean, there's a distinction in a given way. Currently, I'm using. I have two LTD EC 1000 Deluxes. They are a Sweetwater exclusive thing. They have like a fancy color to them, but they look really pretty. One's Hardtail, one's a Floyd Rose. Both have EMG 81 and 60 pickups. Other than that, I have in my collection some Epiphone guitars. I have a Reverend. At the moment, I haven't found a Gibson I really like, but
he's been through a lot.
I've been through a lot of them. I've been through the cheapest Gibsons to super high-end custom shop handmade models, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for in that regard. But ESP makes a solid guitar, so for now, that's what I'm going with in terms of live.
The weird thing with us, I can't necessarily think of like performance-wise a worst show for us, and I don't mean that to sound egotistical. It's just one of those of like, you think you feel off, you think you sound off, you look at the tape the next day, and it's like, no, I hit every single one of those notes. No, I did every single one of those things.
It's true, we do film most of our shows because we want to make sure that we're playing up to the standards we should be. We don't want to give people a crappy show.
Yep. We care about you guys. We want to give you a quality product.
I think the worst show for me... I do remember a show I didn't like. I don't remember exactly what it was. I know it was up north Wisconsin. I know it was raining. It was cold. And someone threw glitter at me. And that was just... that was the... it bothered me so... I don't like glitter. So I was already, like, kind of bummed out because it was, like, a semi-outdoor show. So it was cold. It was rainy. It was damp. And then someone threw glitter at me. But I guess if that's really all I have to complain about in the history of this band, I'm doing okay.
I remember the show where I nearly died.
Well, that's been a couple of different shows. What show are you referring
Actually,
to?
yeah, that is. I would say one of the outdoor gigs that we did, the One to Sound Music show, the first one that we did.
The first Falls Fest.
The first Falls Fest. But in all honesty, it was around like a 90-degree some odd day, and I ran a 5K prior to actually playing the show. And water was not touching it. 8 bottles of water later, didn't do anything. 3 bananas later, didn't do anything. I played that show completely cramped up. I remember that one now.
I do remember that too. At the end of the show, you were basically paralyzed.
Yep, muscles did not work at all. But I recovered.
All right, and now, like the last two shows, we have our beer of the week. This week, we're going with a good old-fashioned Milwaukee staple, which is PBR. Ron, why did you pick this beer for this week?
The tried and true Pabst Blue Ribbon. There's nothing more American than this beer. There's nothing more Milwaukee than this beer, considering that it was established back in 1844. And yes, I did just read that off the box.
That's true. I don't really like any beers that say Miller on it, like MGD or Miller High Life, but I actually would be curious to know what came first, those Miller beers or PBR. Like, I'd be curious about that. Maybe we'll learn that for next week.
There's our homework, and there's your homework as well. So you can even tell us on the comments after you like and subscribe our channel.
Yes, please, like we have said before, leave more questions. And you know what? Just for fun, because we haven't asked before, leave a Wisconsin beer that maybe you've tried that we maybe haven't, because we would love all the suggestions we could get, because we know that there are little tiny breweries all over this state that we may never hear of otherwise. And we will try anything. We're not going to be picky. So just give us your suggestions.
Even the IPAs?
Even the IPAs. Actually, I heard the other day something I thought was funny. Somebody told me that an IPA is like a pumpkin spice latte for a white guy.
Okay, we'll cover pumpkin spice in the next episode.
All right, so let's go ahead and give this PBR a good old tasting. All right, here we go.
The staple. I admit I was actually tempted to chug it all the way down.
You know, I know people have what they say about beer, but to me, it tastes like a beer. Does it taste like the best beer you've ever had, or like Louis Demise like we had last week? No. But if you're just looking to have a nice cold beer, does this taste like that? Absolutely.
This tastes like, you know, that one pug or that like worn-in jacket that's always like your go-to. Seriously, it's a staple beer. It's just a go-to one. It's a comforting one. When you had a hard day's work, this is the beer to choose.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching the show. Again, please like these videos and subscribe. And we will see you next time.
Cheers!